everyone and welcome to today's class. Aji ami Assam related pohim mains in depth. And what are we going to cover here, especially the ongoing issue that has been going on in Digholipukhuri regarding the making of into flyover banabo boli koise government. I mean, construction, infrastructure, that's okay. That is very important for the development of a state, a country, isn't it? But hebuli, we cannot let our environment fade. So, etia kisman issues boli ase ki kyo manuhe protest kori. Okay, that why people are not happy regarding the proposal of a construction there, a flyover. So, video ami hetu cover korim, and this will also help you when it comes to environment, ecology. Will help you during to write your answers when it comes to infrastructure development, economy, and everything. So, will if you see, it will be very helpful. Okay. So let's start the topic. So etia swa ebur ki eta bahut protest choli ase. So they are trying to construct a flyover. In more details ot kom in and around juntu Digholipukhuri ti jabo, and because of the construction there, that they have proposed for a construction there, manu bilake protest kori ase. But what is the reason that they are protesting? People should be happy, right? Ki notun ke flyover kon pabo, traffic issues to all of minimize ho jabo. But people are protesting. So we'll have to understand that why people are protesting, who is on the right, who is on the wrong, and we cannot decide that. But at least at the middle ground eta ami ate sabo parim ki ami what are the steps that we need to take to make a balance between what economy and ecology. Okay. So, just to let you know before I proceed, is that mains ot hog ba jote hog, exam ote hog, tumalok direct questions kitiao nahe. Tumalok nuhude ki Digholipukhuri ki hol kwa. Prelims ot nuhude ki Digholipukhuri no. Understand that they will ask you something related to that. Okay. For example, like I said, economy versus ecology. So, heneke tumalok khudi dibo, and then you can take reference from topics like this. So let's start here. So etia swa, let's go back to what happened. Okay, why does Digholipukhuri juntu hoy? Why is it so significant for us? Okay, and why is it that we cannot take any chances when it comes to Digholipukhuri? It has so khali tumar environmental point of view di nohoy, we have even cultural value. Yes, what me as per popular legend, Digholipukhuri ki hoy? So jetia you know the story of Bhagadatta, right? Bhagadatta june Kaurovar phalor pinapa Mahabharatar juddhot bhag loisile. Now Bhagadatta kun asile, he is known as the mighty king of the Mlecha. Mlecha kun hoy juntu amar northeastern side or juntu raja asile tekhetupok Mlecha ba Danava ba Asura boli eneke address kora goisile. The Aryans is to address people from this side as Mlechas, Danavas or Asuras. So hekarne Bhagadatta was one of the strongest, very efficient fighters during the time of Mahabharata. He was a very efficient king. Aru Bhagadatta ki joaik asile kun Duryodhan. Okay, Bhagadatta jonjone jiori hoy Bhanumatik biya patisile kune Duryodhane biya patisile. Aru etu koa jai, the legend has it that ei Digholipukhuri tu Bhagadattai tetia khondwaisile. Okay, joutukot disile. Your swalik biya diute. Hekarne hetu eta significance ase, historical ancient hetu amar ase. Historically aru ki asile ki ei jontu tank hoy Digholipukhuri tank tu etu Ahomor time ot naval dockyard hisabe use kora goisil. Okay, jot ships bur rakhisile dockyard. Aru especially during the time of Horaighator battle jetia hoisile, etu time ot ei jegatu bahut besi use ot ahise. Okay, so they used to keep this dockyard, use this as dockyard. Aru a connection to Brahmaputra river loke asile Digholipukhuri. And by the time the Britishers came, things started changing. So what did the Britishers do? So Britishers ahi pine jotu access asle Brahmaputra le hetu bondho kori dile. And what did they do? They built in and around the area. Kiki build korile juntu amar ete Guwahati High Court ase, Circuit House ase. Hebur hetu Britisher time ot build kora gol when the British took over. So this is the background, the historical background of the Digholipukhuri that we have now, right? So buja ki it's not only about the present, but it's also about the past. Significance kiman ase. Then now etia je juntu row hoise kyo hoise, why? Thing is government ki plan kori ase. Government is planning to construct what? A 5.05 kilometer iman over 5 kilometer mano flyover banabo aru kiman costor hoy kiman costor koribo estimation eta hoy. You know, sometimes this is an estimation, etu no hoy ki imanei hobo boli, sometimes it exceeds. And our operational ketia pa hobo boli koise tekheluke 2026. Okay, tar pisot etia kwa ki Digholipukhuri juntu project hoy etu eta bahut moi je koi asu that there has been certain kind of issues related to it. Ever since the announcement, okay, manublake protest koribor hoise. Okay, so concerned environmentalists junbur hoy, in fact dangor junbur celebrities hoy, celebrities like you have Ongarag Mohanto, okay, the playback singer, and he has come and joined the protest. So and the project has made with etu public opposition bahut hoise. Why? The first concern is felling of numerous century old trees. So this is never a good idea, right? Kisuman gos jun tat ase Digholipukhuri tumar khokho bosor purona hoy. It's like completely erasing a legacy, cutting the trees, even though you plant hundreds. But imagine cutting down a tree that has been standing for 100 years, who has seen life, okay, and you cutting it down in a day. So ei bostu tu loi bahut beshi etia controversy hoi gol aru bahut khini, and the government had to face a lot of protest. So this is the first etialoke ji hoi ase. So etialoke bostu tu the thing is still ongoing as I make the video now. Kintu ami etu just eta reference he loisu etu case. Kintu amar juntu long term consequences hoy no, etia ami construction infrastructure development koru. Infrastructure development no doubt is very very important for the development of a country. Infrastructure development is the first thing to do. It's top tier, it has to be done. Kintu we also have to keep in mind the damage that it might bring in the future. But ami saisu to amar past suman consequences, past junbur ami steps lua goal infrastructure development or karone etio ami dekhu ki kiman floods hoy nai, kitim banpani hoy, ami urban flooding junbur hoy ase, kiman dangor cities. Imagine kiman developed and modern cities like Bangalore has to go through something like that. So aru bahut consequences tar karone. So concern to ki hoy tree felling concern ki bahut purana century junbur hoy aru tat gos etuat khali gos amak oxygen je die hetu no hoy, it also shelters a lot of biodiversity, isn't it? Amar junbur biodiversity sorai hoy ba baki tumar junbur aru animals hoy hebro shelter die, and that kinds of maintains the food chain. কিন্তু আমি যদি হিয়াতৰ গছ গছনি যদি কাটি পেলাও কে থাকিব, where will the birds stay, where will the animals stay? It's one planet that we all have, right? It's their home too. Then public protest ki hol bahut public protest hoi gol tate karon kyo the people were concerned regarding the tree. Okay, jundu purana gos ase bahut purana gos bur jundu kati dibo he karone public blakor eta raise hold the concerned citizens, the environmentalists, they have come up and took to the streets. Why? To protest against this construction. Then government respond ki korise ki it has government eta prothom obosthate prothom অৱস্থাত এটো বস্তু ডিফেন্ড কৰি আছিলে okay we have to do it for traffic issues আছে ইটো আছে হেতু কাৰণে আমি কৰিবই লাগিব কনস্ট্ৰাকচন plus goods and services or কথা আছে হুনকালে যদি transportation হৈ যায় economy will boom so in the initial stage the government was defending this project but now later let's see what the government has to say so the legal challenges aru ki hoy gol ki manuhe PIL file korile people have now get a public interest litigation at a file korile where in Guwahati High Court what has challenged the government's decision a the junbu gos je katibo junbu ebu hobo destruction hobo hetu karone eta PIL file korile Guwahati High Court and Guwahati High Court has instructed the government kind of submit a answer koribo kole they have also asked the Assam government kind of respond to this time iswa ki man manuhe protest kori ase then recent development as we speak of today okay recent development iswa aji ki tarikh hobo mar ki tarikh 11 তাৰিখ মান হ'ব সগে okay তো আজি কি কই হল কি গভর্নমেন্টে হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মা আমাৰ যোনটো সিএম হয় যোনজন সিএম হেতে কলে কি ফাইনালি হি হেজ announced that কি একটো আমাৰ কেতিয়াও উদ্দেশ্য নাছিলে কি গছ কাটা we would have translocated the trees translocated মানে বেলেগ এটা লোকেশনলে হেই গছপা লৈ যাব okay that was the initial plan but now what they have come up with is that juntu hoy they have come up with a new plan and the new plan ki hobo ki juntu Digholipukhuri le mane hepine joa kotha asile etia finally will end okay flyover is going from the Digholipukhuri will end and begin from Lam Road now hetur ki hoise ki it will stay away from Digholipukhuri juntu okay so ইমান কিলোমিটাৰস পুখুৰীটো পা দূৰত থাকিব ইমান কিলোমিটাৰস থাকিব 260 মিটাৰস মান পুখুৰীটো পা দূৰত থাকিব তো তেতিয়া কি হ'ব ট্ৰি ফেলিংৰ বা এবোৰ যি কনসাৰ্ন হৈ আছে তো তেতিয়া নহবই so they have come up with a new design and new design will preserve the tree so he has assured the people now that juntu plan তেখেতলোকে এতিয়া কৰি আছে এইটো প্লেনৰ মতে কোনো ট্ৰি ফেলিং নহয় environmental juntu degradation or kotha bhabi asle manu belake heneke eku issue nohoy boli ekhete he has given them an assurance okay he has confirmed that trees will not be felled nai gos katibo tekhetluke nai tekhetluke transplant koribo transplant mane moi ki koislu that a grown tree they will uproot that grown tree and they will place it in a different location so now aito ami gom palu background to ki hol Digholipukhuri ki issue hol keneke ko pra bostubur you know what one thing led to another so now let's go to the topic that I was talking about which is environmental related okay which is environment related and why it's very significant for us to keep in mind that ami jimane development koru etu bostu hoda sustainable hobo lage that we need to go hand in hand when it comes to economy and ecology right because তোমাৰ ইকোনমি ভাল কৰিবলে আমি ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ ডেভেলপমেন্ট কৰিবই লাগিব কিন্তু ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ ডেভেলপমেন্ট কৰিলে যদি আমি একদম নভবা নিচিন্তাকে যদি কৰো তেনে হলে আমাৰ ইকোলজিত বহুত বেছি এফেক্ট কৰিব ইকোলজিত এফেক্ট কৰিলে আমাৰ ইকোনমিটো কেতিয়াও আকৌ ভাল নহব হয় নাই so how do we take a middle path okay how can we go keeping in mind that both of them are healthy economy to jate thik thake aru ecology so etia swa ki moi je koi asu tumalok je direct questions hude kitiao tumalok enuka question eko hoyto tumalok discuss economy versus ecology koi dibo ba kiba enuka ta topic di dibo tar upor hoyto essay ahi jabo nohole kiba mains or question e tumalok di dibo e viva loke tumalok hudi so ekane just see okay to etia swa economy versus ecology ami ki sao ki juntu moi eta koi asu ki eta country self reliant koribole okay but tomar any country tumi India loa ba ji country loi loa we need infrastructure development আমাক লাগিবই তোমাক transportation আমাক ভাল লাগিবই হয় নাই so that the goods and services can reach faster okay and then mar juntu koisu ki there has to be constant movement of the production and services নহলে তো নহব stagnant হৈ যাব economy stagnant হৈ গলে তো আমাৰ কাৰণে কিও ভাল নহয় and infrastructure development is very necessary then infrastructure development has then comes that ki infrastructure development amar karone jimane beshi important hok nohok etu ami always need that it comes at a cost okay so infrastructure development will always come with the cost and that cost should not be affecting the future of our environment already our planet our earth is going through a lot of climate change climate change issues already hoi ase aur din ami dekhi asu heavy rainfall hoi jay kobat ketiaba rainfall ei nai snowfall kom hoi goise ketiaba ba tumar ei urban flooding or kotha junbu koisu soil erosion tumar river bank erosion junbu koisu kora khohonia hebur bahut beshi issues dine dine ami sabole pai asu okay so they can significantly impact local climate landscape population and culture kisman sorai sirikuti tumi saba naikia hoi goise man pani junbur fishes even they have faced a lot of trouble because of tumar junbur environmental degradation or karone okay if not planned properly this project can spell disasters so see it's very important for us to maintain a balance between economy and ecology jodi ami mindlessly jodi ami koru hole amar karone bahut okay so we have to be very mindful then you see that amar conflict code hoy ase bostu ki code hoy ase ta resource depletion hoise to keneke swa economic activities often lead to natural ami bahut beshi dependent aslu hoy na akote fossil fuels and all that now we have come up with new ideas now we have come up with new developments for example ami iman beshi fossil fuel opa nijor dependency to completely uthai dibole it is the government is trying the best in fact the world is trying not just India but even the entire world is trying ki juntu fossil fuel dependency hoy hetu jate kom hoy jay okay so economic activities like ki kore they often lead to overuse of natural resources like what fossil fuels forest water which can cause what long term ecological damage such as what deforestation hoy ase then habitat loss and climate change these are ongoing issues right these are global issues not just Indian issues or anything like that or homor khali hoy ase hetu nohoy ami tar repercussions ami pai asu even though most of the time we are not responsible but understand developed countries blakor kisuman dekhetluke activities korile no underdeveloped countries blake he activities blakor karone beshi suffer korse okay then comes pollution to tumi tumalke janai bahut beshi hoy ki hoy swa harmful emissions hoy janeke ki carbon dioxide plastic waste chemicals hebur ki kore bahut beshi kore in damaging the ecosystem okay and what are these are all the effects of infrastructure and development right mindless ones not the mindful ones not the sustainable ones that I'm talking about so hebur bostu amar biodiversity bahut okay then comes short term and long term goals yat ki dekha jay ki the economy often focuses on what short term gains ki potoke ami gojupa kati diu kati pine what we'll do we'll try to use it as a fuel ami gosu jolam kiba kori mane furniture bonam ba kiba but in the long run you see man downward consequence right which can conflict with long term sustainability goals jinbur amar ase aur he karone eta ki ase the world is taking up what SDG goals right SDG goals is also another very important topic please make sure that you remember all of the SDG goals okay for instance logging trees hetu moi jundu koisu immediate profit ani dibo amak into long term ki hobo bahut beshi amar these are like carbon sinks, right? Forests are like carbon sinks. Carbon dioxide they absorb kori loy. Okay, they give shelter to so many animals and birds. So hebur bostu le bahut tetia the problem create hoi jay if they are not kept in check. If activities like this are not kept in check, there are such repercussions. So etia ami some points of synergy boli kole ki bisari. Okay, so etut ami sam ki ami keneke how can economy and ecology, okay, they both can complement each other. Okay, for mane point of mane keneke cooperate kora jay tate. Okay, so that both of them they are important to koisu that none of them is affected badly. Okay, economy grow to bahut bhalke hoy jay jate ecology jate bahut healthy hoy jay, because somewhere we are again very much dependent on both. Hoy nai, economy is also dependent on ecology and ecology is also dependent on economy, and we'll see how. Okay, so etia ami ki koribo paru green economy. What can we encourage? Green economy, how? A sustainable economy integrate kore. Ecological principles can provide what? Opportunities for both economic growth and environmental health. Moi juntu koisu there is a point where both can complement each other rather than conflicting. Etia swa ami jodi if we want development, if we want energy, rather than using fossil fuel or anything, we can also use what? Renewable energies. Or ki ase heneko amar sort solar energy ase, wind energy ase, geothermal energy ase. So this, if we use this, if we are more dependent on all this, etia amar dependency fossil fuel pa kom hoy jabo. Okay, and we'll be able to do what? Mitigate climate change. Then another thing that we can do what is encourage is circular economy. Now circular economy model ki kore? Recycling, upcycling, reusing, reducing water, reducing waste hebur mane pare boli tumalake hudi thakiba na bahut kita NGOs hoy ba bahut kini ads ahe june koi reuse or recycle ba upcycle heneke koi thake na hoy ebur bostu in the long run maybe aji tumar iman dangor change tumi ne dekhiba, but in the long run you'll see it makes a lot of change. Because olopate aji moi okole jodi khali polythene bag use koru, maybe in one day you'll not see the effect, but in the long term you'll see ki bostu tu mane ei polythene khiniye je moi junbur use kori asu pisole kiman harmful hoy nai. And always try on an individual level carbon footprint to olop kom kori. Okay, small steps at a time. So eje ki hoy etu ei circular economy to ki kore ki reusing and reducing waste which could create new industrial jobs while conserving resources. So it is why they are complementing each other. Ki etu bostu jodi ami koru notun ke job create hobo. Okay, jodi ami reduce waste kora ami jodi ebur recycle koru ako reuse koru, this will also create new industrial jobs, right? Itman manuk logai dia purana bostu khini keneke ako notun koribole, okay, recycle koribole ba her koribole, and at the same time it will also help us conserve resources. Why not? Then comes sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture is an extremely important thing to do right now amar juntu obostha hoise amar environmental. The practices like regenerative farming which prioritize what? Soil health and biodiversity. This can yield profit while reducing environmental. So ami enokar kisuman steps lobo lagibo juntu amar we always have to keep in mind the future of the environment. Okay, mindlessly korile heneke ba just because it's profitable, just because it's easy doesn't mean that we have to take steps like this. We need to make sure that future karneo jate bostu tu amar karne harmful nohoy. Then comes ecosystem services. The ecosystem services of tumalke swa yat ki koise economies benefit from what? Ecological processes. Okay, known as what? Ecosystem services such as what? Clean water, pollution and all. Etia tumi ecosystem services tumi etu swa ki agriculture আৰু economy and ecology কেনেকে চাই দেছোৱা যদি economy টো ভাল হয় and if they focus on ecology for agriculture what will you need? You would need clean water, you would need fertile land, হয় নাই? And mass you want fisheries যদি খুলিব বিচাৰা you need good water quality, isn't it? Otherwise how will you thrive there? Otherwise how the business will thrive? It will not. So etu bostu both interlinked হয় নাই? Good economy, good infrastructure can also lead to good ecology. Okay? So it is to me example to Silva. Agriculture and fisheries depend what? Healthy ecosystem. So investing in ecological conservation benefits the economy. So jetia tumar ita agriculture or fisheries and all for example, jodi healthy ecosystem ole dependent hoy. That means there will be more production, besi hobo, more of production, and more of production mane ki? There is more profit. Hoy nai? Our hetu economy will boom that way. And economy booms mane there will be more of development. So you see the environment is also intact and even your development or juntu ami juntu development or karone juntu ami aspirations rakhu heburu intact thakib. Okay, so both will go hand in hand that way. Because economy beya hole ecosystem or beya hua bahut beshi chances ase. So dependency bahi jabo. হয় নাই natural resources or upor dependency bahut beshi bahi gole titia aru ki hobo the entire environment will become unhealthy. Okay, so we have to make investment in such a way that both of them, both economy and ecology is benefited. Okay, because from healthy economy comes healthy ecology, from healthy ecology only healthy economy will come. Then comes green technology. So as technology advances, there are increasing opportunities to what? Decouple economic growth from environmental harm. So ami ki koribo lagibo he karone clean technologies example eta jeneke ami sao nohoy electric cars, green buildings, carbon capture hebur bostu ki di economic opportunities to thake ya junbur কি কয় টমটম নে ব্যাটারি রিকশা বলে যোনবোৰ আমি ইউজ কৰো okay those they run on batteries, right? On runs on electricity. So if they're giving employment, one way they're giving employment to the people, okay, livelihood di ase, and the other way they're not even harming the environment, pollution heneke create kora nai. So you see aren't they going together so well? Hetu bostu ami green technology, this is another way that we can proceed. So this why ki technology advances, they are increasing but from environmental harm. So ei bostu tu ami eneke jodi sao we can possible ki tree flyover banabo hole boli je gos katibo lagibo etu koribo lagibo henuka nohoy. We always have to find another way how we can do it with very less loss of the environment. Okay, so etia eibu bostu swa jeneke ko ekto tumar livelihood di ase, economy bhalke choli ase, and then the other way environment too. Okay, so it's kind of mitigating pollution, right? Now aru ki ate koi ase. Okay, the next thing. So junbur economist hoy, okay, so junbur intelligence mane junbur manu environmentalist hoy, what are they proposing is that they're asking to put a price. Okay, they're asking to tax people or to put a price and to give subsidies to people, but on what basis I'll tell you. So etia ki koise to put a price in goods and services jot ki kore junbur mechanism hoy jot mane suppose somebody is using some kind of making some kind of industry or anything, so tate alop tax di dibo koise, mane tax bhoribo koise. What tax? Green tax বা তোমার carbon pricing koribo dise jate it will discourage people from using things that create pollution. Okay, and what are they also suggesting? That to encourage people to use sustainable things, tekhet lukok ki dise subsidies dibo koise. okay, to give subsidies for what? Sustainable industries. Jodi kunubai solar rooftop logai dise, okay, to give subsidies for those people. Or dise hoy nai, the government is doing that. So subsidies logabo koise. Why? So that manublakor dependency to lahe komi jay. It will encourage people. If somebody is getting subsidies for using sustainable infrastructure, then don't you think the other person will also try it? Because okay, subsidies pai so jetia moyu koribo parim tena, it will help. So hekarne heneke encourage kori. So these are the few economists. What are they doing? They kind of encouraging people to go for sustainable industries. Aru hetu karne kisumanok tax lagabo dise aru kisumanok ki koribo koise, subsidies koise. Kyo tetiahe balance eta anibo economic development aru ecological preservation of. Hoy nai, imagine if somebody is bahut pollution create kora industry banai ase, and he or she is not being taxed, or he or she is given full leverage, they might go to any extent for profit. Hoy nai. So but if you kind of put a cap, yar pra pasot etu jabo nwara, you have to pay for this. Okay, so that way they will always try to look for better ways of how they can go to kind of input to kom koribole. So input to jetia kom kore, tetia anyways manu blake encourage hoy jay to go for sustainable ways. Okay, he karne sustainable industries blakor karne ki koise, subsidies dibe. Then we come by the end of this video is that conclusion of a topic to conclusion to ki hoy. So ultimately if we see, human beings will always be dependent on ecology no matter what. Okay, will always be dependent on mother nature, and that's the reason why in the long term the health of the economy hoy noy hodai dependent thakibo tomar health of the ecology. Otherwise there is no way. It becomes very difficult to tackle natural disaster. If it is man-made disaster, to koboi na lage, bahut beshi difficult ho jay. Okay, so etia swa ki he karne sustainable economic junu practice hoy hetu bahut beshi, it will always be helpful. So respects junbur sustainable ki hoy, they are respectful to what? To ecological boundaries and can help preserve the environment. So junbur ami sustainable ways long to kind of preserve our ecology, ebur ways e amar pisoleke ki koribo, amar economy development or karone bahut, they're very interlinked. And trust me, we are more dependent on ecology than economy. Economy pisot ahibo, agote ecology to thik kori lobo lagia hoy, thik korile bhal hoy. Economy bahut bhal korila paru, tate tar pisot ki hobo? What if you don't even have good air quality? Bemar hobo manu. Hoise amar kiman cities ot ebur issues ase hoy na, air quality index to jodi tumarke swa, India falls in one of the most polluted city, Delhi. Right? Then also the ensure of reliance of economies by fostering innovation. Now we see, now this is a age of science and technology, and science and technology, that means what? Innovation. And if such innovation, they make such innovations jot ecology to dhuniya ke preserve or sustain kora jay. Imagine the world with etialoke jiman amar difficulties ami face kori asu due to natural disaster, due to climate change, that will mane minimize koribole bahut help hobo. Creating new industries and providing long-term prosperity. So hekarne ami enoka industries jete create koribo lagibo, we have to keep in mind, even personally also we have to keep in mind, on an industrial scale also we have to keep that in mind, that ami g steps long, as we always have to keep in mind the health of the ecology. Okay, so maybe the projects whatever the government is proposing amar karone bahut important hoy, no doubt, but we need also to make sure that hey, into amar karone junbur infrastructure development hoy ase, long term effect jate our upcoming generations face কৰিব দৰকাৰ নহয়. Okay, so we need to make sure that it doesn't happen that way. We still have time. We need to do what? We need to make sure that we take such steps that will lead us to long-term prosperity. Okay, so we come to the end of this video learning, and until next time, bye.